welcome you all in joining us today. And as 146 new graduates enter the health professions, I invite you to reflect on how far we have come and to consider the future directions of this university, which will broaden its intellectual horizons in the coming years. I feel privileged to be part of it. Today's celebration commemorates the numerous contributions by the sea of friends, committed friends and supporters, especially those gathered here this morning. The university has accomplished much over its past 10 years. The educational and clinical programs at AKU have been well established and will continue to be monitored and refined. Our students have acquired an education which is accepted and respected worldwide. These promising, very young, talented adults, many still engaged in continuing higher education, are preparing themselves for significant levels of service to societies in need. Our own clinical postgraduate programs have already enjoyed much success and now will be pursued with greater emphasis. At this anniversary, it is worth recalling, Your Highness, what you said in 1985 at the inaugural ceremony. You said, "Could we not here in Pakistan, at the heart of one of the great centers of the Muslim Ummah, create a Muslim university that would bring to life the great traditions of innovation in the natural sciences and medicine that flourished in the early centuries of the faith? Could we, in addition, establish a university with a truly international reach, based in Pakistan, but with faculties in different countries of the developing world, providing basis for teaching and research in different fields, in different cultures?" My answer to this is, we can, we have, we will, with your continued guidance and support.
We are gathered here today in celebration of the success of the graduates who have completed their rigorous courses of study, and of a university that has survived its own early challenges and, like the graduates, shows promise of important future work. That celebration should be both joyful and reflective. Joyful because of success and promise, reflective in the search for a deeper understanding both of the needs of the people of the Muslim world and the developing world, and the role of institutions like this university in meeting those needs. For a Muslim university, it is appropriate to see learning and knowledge as a continuing acknowledgement of Allah's magnificence. As one looks back over the history of learning and of advancement, one sees time and again that centers of learning flourished in strong, outward-looking cultures. Great universities and libraries benefited from the nurturing conditions provided by self-confident civilizations, and in turn gave back to those civilizations the useful products of scholarship. The strong university was not a sign of government's weakness, but rather of its aspirations and its strength. I do not have to tell this audience about the glories of Al-Azhar, established 1,000 years ago by the Fatimids. This audience knows full well about the foresight of Al-Mamun and the Timurid Empire in taking knowledge from all quarters and using it to benefit their society. As Ibn Khaldun wrote, and I quote, "The Muslims desired to learn the sciences of foreign nations. They made them their own through translations. They pressed them into the mold of their own views. They took them over in their own language from the non-Arab languages and surpassed the achievements of the non-Arabs in them. 2 years ago, I asked a group of thoughtful people to look seriously at the directions in which the Arkan University might develop over the next 25 years. The important problems that need to be addressed, the comparative advantages that a private international university might have in addressing them, the lessons that should be learned from the university's first 10 years. This group, named the Chancellor's Commission and chaired by His Excellency Sahabzada Yaqub Khan, has recently given me its report. At the time that I gave the charge to the Chancellor's Commission, I did not know the extraordinary outpouring of support that the university's current fundraising campaign would release. I am deeply moved by the generosity of the friends of the university, many of whom are here today. You combine in overflowing measure the fine Muslim traditions of love of education and readiness to help others. Looking broadly at the state of higher education and research, the Commission struck several themes. It advised that in the overcrowded field of university education, the Arkan University could only justify its worth through distinctive quality. With growing concern about poor quality elsewhere, however, AKU had an increasing opportunity to influence practice through adherence to the higher standards of education and management. The Arkan University has established itself as an autonomous university with a particular focus in health sciences. Recently, it has extended into education, with the opening of the Institute of Educational Development. The thrust of AKU's work in its first decade has been on professional education. Events both within and outside the Muslim world in the last decade have meant that AKU faces a more challenging vocation as a Muslim university than it did at its founding. Activist Islamic movements have voiced their principled opposition to the Western world, its values, and personal behavior. The antipathy of militant Islamic movements to forms of government in Muslim countries built on Western models has likewise been profound. These reactions seem related to frustrations over failures and disappointments at the benefits brought by modern secular knowledge and institutions. The force of religious ideas is welcome and can be expected throughout the world in the coming decades. But the need for enlightened expression of what it means to be Muslim in the 21st century will be, if anything, increased. A Muslim university could usefully counter some of the stymieing tendencies that have appeared in the last years by emphasizing more enlightened and tolerant conceptions that, from our beginning, have been mainsprings of Muslim culture and world outlook. AKU, as a Muslim university, could be a useful model for those seeking to combine secular education with Islam. The Commission suggests that this goal might well be met by the creation of an Institute for Islamic Civilizations located in Europe. Is it not by locating such a faculty in the Western world that we can best affect the Western world's view of us? Such an institute would be the locus not just of education in the accomplishments of Muslim societies in regards to the arts and humanities, but also research and analysis of many matters that now gravely concern the Muslim world and the world at large. Such matters as the building of civil societies in Islamic contexts, the special problems of governance in Muslim societies, or the relationship of Islamic values to economic, scientific, and technical performances, which are of fundamental importance. The problems of development will not soon disappear from the countries of Asia and Africa in which AKU has particular interest. So these problems will continue to be worthy objects of dedicated work. The Commission points out the need for the university to take full advantage of the potential of modern communications and information handling in developing this institution in the coming years. Finally, the university must continue its vigorous commitment to improve the professional opportunities and status of women and understanding of their situation and problems in contemporary societies. The School of Nursing has been a leader in Pakistan and the developing world in this regard. But we must ensure that the problems of women and the wisdom of women permeate the work of all parts of the university. We are building here on a great tradition of Muslim education and engaged in important work. Those many of you who have contributed of your labor and your intellect and your substance to this effort can take some considerable satisfaction in what has been accomplished to date. Indeed, I want to emphasize my deep thanks for that dedication and generosity, just as I want to congratulate today's graduates. But a distinguished university is not built in a decade, nor indeed in a generation. The task of educating the next generation is never over. The solution of one set of society's problems only opens the possibility of solving the next. The ongoing nature of the challenge is a sign not of failure but of success. We should celebrate today and reflect, using the time of reflection to gather our energy for the great but worthy task ahead. Thank you.
Your Highness, Prince Karim Aga Khan, distinguished guests and graduating students of the Aga Khan University. It is an honor for me to attend the 10th Convocation of the Aga Khan University. And I am pleased to welcome His Highness, the Aga Khan, back to Pakistan for this occasion. We consider Karachi as a second home for His Highness. We all take pride in the fact that Karachi is the birthplace of Sir Sultan Muhammad Shah Aga Khan, grandfather of the present Aga Khan. The establishment of a university like the Aga Khan University is, for the Muslim community, hallowed by time and tradition. From the 7th century to the 14th century, Muslims laid a network of higher seats of learning in the entire world. A Muslim society should be led not by an aristocracy of wealth, but by an aristocracy of the intellect. I avail myself of this opportunity of being present at this premier institution to ask all those who are concerned with higher education in Pakistan a simple question. Is the Pakistani University fulfilling all these 3 essential attributes of a university? Is your provenance the totality of human knowledge? Are you inculcating a questioning spirit of relentless research? Are you preparing the young men and women of today for a leadership role in society? If not, then we all have to sit together and find out how to restore the pristine value of a higher seat of learning, which I am happy to say exists in the Aga Khan University today. During its young 10-year history, the Aga Khan University has paved the way for academic excellence. As a government dedicated to doubling the training of nurses in Pakistan, we have closely followed the development of nursing education at this university. And as a woman leader, I am delighted to find that the Aga Khan University campus has more women students than men students. And I say this in the presence of the Aga Khan's daughter, young Princess Zahra, who I am sure will demonstrate the Muslim woman as she is, compassionate, intelligent, hardworking, determined, devoted, and wanting to play her due role in Muslim society. And to the young men and women of today, to this proud generation of achievers, I say, Go forth with courage. Go forth with a firm belief in the greatness of God. Go forth with confidence in yourself and with compassion for others. For the world is your oyster. No one can stop you from shaping your destiny. Set your goals. Set your goals. Work for them. For there is no substitute for hard work. If there was any advice I would have to give you in 3 simple words, it would be work, work, work. Reach for the highest standard, and you will find that it was not so high after all. Thank you very much.
We are here to celebrate a vision that once upon a time saw far beyond the then horizons, a vision that became a goal, a strategy, a vision to establish academic health sciences and the practical preparation of health professionals for Pakistan. McMaster University, and in particular the Faculty of Health Sciences and its pioneering School of Nursing, are privileged to be part of making the early vision of His Highness into such a noble reality, and to have also felt the enthusiasm and early gravitational pull of leadership from Dr. Fraser Mustard, now a trustee of the board, and the commitment to His Highness's vision and the most persuasive skills of Dr. Qasim Laka, whose special role we honored last May at our convocation in Hamilton. And if human growth is to be one of the new components of the Aga Khan University mission, then the new McMaster-Aga Khan partnership can fulfill a catalytic role towards the implementation of both the much discussed, integrated, community-based health strategy and networks, and also the research themes. I hope we can begin soon to explore together the mission of research. I believe in the seamlessness of discovery and learning, of teaching and research. I also know that research, like a flower, must grow with well-nourished roots in a hospitable climate of free inquiry, with faculty and students who are critical and creative thinkers and doers. And also, research must be accompanied by patience. In closing, let me thank you all for the opportunity to be here this momentous week. Your hospitality and your warmth and the strength of your vision, Your Highness, expressed through the Aga Khan University, but today through the sparkle in the eyes of its graduates, will bring me back to see the results of our new partnership. Bon voyage to all the graduates on that responsible journey called life. I feel sure you're going to do it very well. Congratulations.
I now declare this convocation closed. Thank you.